Good morning. I am super excited because we are doing a hot air balloon this morning over the Pyramids of the Sun and the Moon, also known as Teotihuacan. Now the balloon ride lasts about an hour and you'll have to get up pretty early to capture this spectacular view, but it's certainly well worth it. Teotihuacan is this amazingly well-preserved pre-Columbian site, and it was one of the most influential and powerful pre-Columbian cities around 400 AD. It's only about an hour north of Mexico City, and the tour that I booked, which is taking us up in this amazing hot air balloon, was less than $150, included a breakfast buffet, and included round-trip transportation to and from my hotel in Mexico City. Accessing the pyramids on foot is still possible, but the best way to see this beautiful city and how it was laid out with precise geometric lines is to take to the sky in a hot air balloon. Now, I've been in a lot of hot air balloons before, but flying over these pyramids was just absolutely spectacular. It was such an extraordinary and different way to view this landscape. You'll notice this long road that connects the pyramids of the sun and the moon. This is actually called the Avenue of the Dead. It's 130 feet wide and 1.5 miles long. And it's actually oriented slightly east of true north, pointing directly at the nearby sacred peak of Cerro Gordo, which is an extinct volcano. The hot air balloon ride lasted just under an hour, and when I touched down on the ground, I actually headed over to see the pyramids up close. Teotihuacan translates to City of the Gods. These pyramids are located just an hour outside Mexico City, so they're one of the most popular attractions for visitors to Mexico City. And on Sundays, it's actually free for locals, so it's one of the busiest days of the week, but if you get here early, you can still enjoy the pyramids with little to no crowds. By the time the Aztecs found the city in the 1400s and named it Teotihuacan, the city had been abandoned for centuries. The city was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987, and it became the most powerful and influential city in the region by 400 AD. Following the destruction and abandonment of the city towards 650 AD, the ruins were imbued with legend. According to writings from the 16th century, ritual sacrifices were practiced by Moctezuma every 20 days on the site, attested to the persistence of beliefs which made Teotihuacan a sacred place of exceptional value. Researchers have actually discovered many different sacrificial victims buried in different areas of the complex, from male warriors and animals to young women and children. So Teotihuacan was not actually built by the Aztecs. It was actually named by the Aztecs. They came here about 600 years after the city had been abandoned by the previous inhabitants. And they didn't know why it was built, so they named it Teotihuacan, City of the Gods, and they named these two pyramids, Pyramids of the Sun and the Moon. But the Pyramid of the Sun was actually built to worship the rain. And one of the things you see as you're wandering around here are actually some murals of pumas, and there's also some aquatic features on there, which shows that this area was surrounded by water. As you guys saw in my nature news video, if you watch that on Mexico City was actually built on a lake and on a series of islands. So there was a ton of water in this area, you know, thousands of years ago, and it would have been a very different landscape than what we see today. Scholars once believed that the ancient Toltec civilization may have built this massive city, and this was based on colonial texts. But this can't be true because the Toltecs actually flourished hundreds of years after Teotihuacan peaked. Some other scholars believe that the Totonacs, a tribe from the east, built and inhabited the city. But as I said, the mystery of who built this largely remains unsolved. Sites like this seem to captivate us in many ways, from our curiosity of its origins to the mystery of what might still lie undiscovered. But maybe it's the wonder and awe of the things that separate us and unite us in these long-lost cultures that really feeds that inner Indiana Jones in all of us. Or should I say Indiana Jane? Teotihuacan is actually located in one of Mexico's magic cities, and I'm going to be talking more about this in an upcoming video. So if you guys are interested in that and are liking this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment down below either. Now, one of my first trips to Mexico was when I was very, very little, and my dad actually took me to see Chichen Itza, which is down near Tulum in Mexico. But this is actually my first time in Mexico City, and I'm really loving exploring.